So, in relation to the earth moving project, I want to give some information. Well, what kind of stuff I'm going to be planting? Uh, I've been planting on generic Texas variety wild seeds for that rocky area, because that's planning on being the base of operations for this initial planting earth project. And then I'm going to move upstream. I'm going to attempt to plant some rarer plants that are more specifically native to the Blackland prairies, which is roughly the type of area in Texas that I'm in. The more wooded might change it to an oak prairie just because of how much wood there is, and some of those are oaks. But I'm gonna have to look a little more into what makes something an oakland prairie or an oak and prairie savanna or whatever versus a blackland prairie, because I know it's one part plants, one part rocks, one part soil, and the the primary reason why I think this is all blacklands, used to be blacklands, is because it's more dense packed clay than the more kind of sand clay, I guess, that oaks prefer. But that could be because this is an artificial built area where they planted a lot of this stuff. And that could be less true in that area upstream that's a little more natural, because that was a naturally forming pond that they co-opted, I guess. I'm also planning on planting some Texas reeds at the point where that transitions from pond to river. And they will spread down the river by themselves. Culminating in areas where there's like pooling, I guess. Or at least that's the idea. And then a little further downstream is where I'm going to be planning on planting a couple different fruit trees, assuming I ever get to this part. This is the part that's furthest away overall from my project. I mean, just my initial thing is going to take like 2 years. And then I'm going to have to resurvey that first area upstream and see what I need to do there for making any big decisions, because I remember there being a lot of dead wood there and wanting to mix in some mushrooms and stuff into that area. But yeah, this has been a recap of what the earth moving gardening native planting project is, for anyone who's new to the channel and didn't watch that first video of the year, or didn't understand what I was talking about, rather. But each of those areas is approximately a quarter of a mile away from each other, give or take. It's a little hard to tell distances because it's curved, so walking distance is a little off, and we do need a basis off of walking distance more than anything, because I want primarily natural pollinators, which I'm thinking about trying to make a butterfly hutch for, like a miniature one, and leaving it at like the edge of fields, make it entirely out of wood, and plant climbing vines around it, so that they like take up the space, but the hutch will give them somewhere to rest and breed. But I don't know how I would go about introducing the native butterflies into this area. And even if I do, I want to get some of the plants established, which is going to take, at minimum, this year. I'm going to be having to add more seeds to that area than I already have, partly just because there was a massive storm like a week after I planted that, and then the big freeze that just happened at the end of December. Yeah, there's your recap for what the Earth Moving Project is going to be, even though I've already said that and then just kept talking. Thank you for listening, if anyone's even been listening.